your girl KatieLynn, and we're back here again for another video. A lot has happened, and if you're watching this video, that's kind of gonna be what I'm gonna address and talk about. I'll get into some of the details about some things, but other things I won't, just because it is my personal life, and I'm also more of respecting other people about it. So yeah, things changed, and so I didn't want to have something like that up there and kind of confuse someone if they go back and watch and be like, well, what happened from here to there? So I decided we're gonna start fresh and new. I will be posting on my vlog trip to Mexico. I went on a cruise. If you follow my social media, the description box and below, or I'll also pop it up on the screen, you can keep up with my day-to-day life, or just like certain things that I post about. You can see what I'm up to. I'm visiting my family in Katy, so this is just like the painted wall in my room. So if you don't know, I am a student at Sam Houston State University. I am in my second year, a junior with credits, but I'm still gonna take the full 4 years, so I just classified myself as a sophomore. I did go through sorority recruitment this past fall, and I am now a member of Alpha Delta Pi Delta Mu chapter at Sam Houston State University. I hold 2 officer positions currently, and I absolutely love it. I did do a whole recruitment video of my experience like day to day, but because my ex was kind of present in it and a lot of stuff happened, I never got around to editing it, and by the time I would have, it would have been way past, but like I guess it still would have been good to view. So I might include some pictures here and there. I know I'm gonna do a video like talking about my experience and my day-to-day basis, and then showing what I wore and different outfit options, so stay tuned for that. This video is gonna be kind of addressing everything that's happened this past semester. So if you've seen stuff like posted, whether it was like family or family friends and stuff like that, then you'll kind of understand what's gone on, and then you'll understand why I couldn't film, and then you'll understand why I didn't post some of the stuff that I filmed, because not that it was bad or anything, I'm just very much, like I said, a quality person. I've filmed this sit down video 4 times already. This is the 5th time. I'm hoping that y'all will see this, so if you see this, then it made the cut. But I kind of wanted to address the fact that like I got this new camera and I was planning on starting to film more. I literally have several notebooks full of just like video ideas and stuff I want to do and stuff like that. So I was super excited and pumped. If you do have any questions, just comment down below and I will reply to you no matter the question. I'm an open book. I'm going to be honest about everything. So yeah, let's start back in August. The beginning of August, I had finished working here in Katy, and I was moving up to Cold Spring, Texas. I was gonna live with my best friend, and we were gonna live in one of her grandparents' lake house, like one of the houses that are on the lake. And I was super excited and stoked. I even posted like the first like part 1 moving vlog, and then I had a part 2, and then I was gonna have like a reveal. Well, things kind of fell through. And there's no hard feelings or anything. We just have 2 very different like living styles, whether like cleanliness and like chores and stuff. We're just 2 very different people. And I kind of like thought, okay, well, like outside of our friendship, because people are always like, don't live with your best friend, it's a bad idea. We made like a roommate agreement. I thought it was a good idea. Some other thoughts were expressed. It's whatever. I ended up going to move out at the beginning of October, end of September. But before that could happen, I did go through sorority recruitment. So again, like I said, I filmed those videos, posted photos. So I have all of that up on my Instagram. I will be showing y'all some of that footage whenever I do a video about it. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, comment down below if you really do want to see it, or like certain things you want me to talk about in it. So yeah, so that was that. I made it through recruitment. And after it was just a lot, because your classes you're hitting the ground running, especially since I'm a biomedical science pre-med major. So I have a lot on my plate already as it is class-wise, and then I was also working. I'm now a new member of a sorority. I'm vice president of a student org on campus. It was a lot to deal with. On top of that, I was gonna have to move. as like the next month rolled through, all of that would play out, and yeah. So that was just kind of my August recap. And then September hit, and right as soon as we were having like our first round of midterms, I ended up getting really sick. My appendix ruptured just out of the blue. I took 2 exams on it. It was a really bad situation, but I had been in a relationship and he absolutely took care of me, like him and his mom. It was parents' weekend, so I was in a sorority, new member, going through all of this stuff, like going through all my student org stuff, working, and then having my first round of midterms this semester. And I'm already in my major intensive classes. I've finished all my basics, so like this is not stuff that you can make like a C or a D in. All my BIMS majors, you know me. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, my appendix ruptured and I had to be rushed to the hospital. And then this was also parents' weekend, the weekend that all of Texas was flooding because that storm hit. And so my parents were flooded at home in Katy. I was at the hospital completely by myself, having my first ever major surgery. My sister lives in Dallas. I was 100% on my own, had never had a major surgery, had never like dealt with anything like this on my own. And it was very fast paced because I was hours away from being in a situation where I would have been hooked up to a bunch of machines. And people don't think that an appendix rupture could kill you, but like, it can. But yeah, I was transported, had my first ever major surgery all on my own, but I did have people try to help me afterwards. And I kid you not, that next week, I was supposed to be packing and moving into my new place. So I had to do that. So my parents, my mom and dad helped me with that. My boy big, which is her boyfriend, and then one of the other Sigma Chi new members named Ryan helped me out. So like shout out to y'all. They're awesome. They were great. They were so sweet. And so they helped me move. And at that time, I was dating. If you know who it is, I mean, you know. But I was dating someone. We were in a really serious relationship. Not like pretty serious. We were serious. And so he kind of helped out, took care of me. And then 4 days after I was released from the hospital from my appendix surgery, I still had glued incisions, had bruising, like everything. And I was supposed to be resting. I wasn't supposed to return back to school till a week and a half later, but anyone who knows me knew that I did not take that as an answer. I made my own. I went straight back to classes, went straight back to work. I was ready to get fully into it. I was like, no, you know what? Like, I can't do this. I can't rest. I have too much to do. And honestly, like if you're anyone that goes through a similar situation, take the time to rest, like, and go through it mentally, because I felt so anxious because I had so many things going on that instead of dropping something to help me out like mentally, like get my mental health where it needed to be after this, I didn't process this at all. None of it. I didn't process it until months later when the little cherry happened and everything exploded, and I was like, okay, I'm not okay with anything that happened. I will say now that that's also kind of played into effect of why I didn't film, because I didn't feel like I was 100% emotionally there for that. And like I said, I didn't want to post mediocre content because clearly I just was not in a happy place. And a lot of people who were in my life knew that, and they knew that there wasn't really anything that they could do. I will say though, thank you to everyone who did kind of like reach out or try to help me with it. That did help a lot. I do really appreciate like everything that everyone has like done and like trying to help me get there. But I really did need to go through it alone and go through the process. And I'm not a person who talks about things, because I'm more of just like touch the surface, talk about what happened and say that I don't understand, and I'll sit there and say that a bunch, but I won't go into how I feel about it. And that's like the worst thing that you could do. Not any shame to say like, hey, like I'm not okay. Like I'm really not. And basically, lesson learned, talk to people, like go get help. Like if you're going through something, even just talking to someone about it, like getting into that deeper stuff that I like wouldn't touch base with anyone about, like get into it, because it will help you a million times over versus like going to people or people coming to me and checking on me and me just repeating repetitively like what's happened and how I'm so confused and stuff, but never talking about the internal of it. 4 days after I was released from the hospital, I had a lady hit me head on, totaled my 2016 Toyota Corolla that I was paying for on my own. I've never been in a car accident. It wasn't my fault at all. And the way that her insurance has tried to kind of deal with it, basically took advantage. I'm not going to say anything else other than basically took advantage of the fact that I was a college student. Let's just put it that way. Even though it was 100% her fault, marked that on a police report, admitted on her part. I'm not going to talk about it further because it's still kind of an ongoing situation to deal with, which I didn't even realize until today, so that's fun. But basically I was put then in the worst situation that you could be put in because my car ended up being totaled. I had to go to the hospital to get my incisions checked out because they reopened. I had just come out of major surgery. I had to go get scans done and all of that. About almost 2 weeks after that situation, we were both in a position that just wasn't good for either of us, so I can see why, but he broke up with me and I basically was left all alone. Sorry, I'm like not trying to cry because like it's not the breakup, it's just like realizing like how alone you were. Emotional. I'm keeping it in this video just so that like y'all can see this is not something that I'm exaggerating about, and I want to keep it real with y'all. But yeah, so I was dating a guy for probably a little over 9 months, and like I said, we were really serious. We were actually like best friends, and going through a breakup where you lose someone who wasn't just your partner but your best friend is hard. And then I kind of didn't allow myself to go through everything mentally that I went through, so I kind of thank him for doing that because it was kind of like a wake-up call, like, hey, like, you're not okay, you haven't even processed what you just went through, you aren't even giving yourself a second to breathe. And he definitely knew that. We've talked about things since then because I hadn't heard anything from him for, let's see, beginning of September, October, November, December, almost January, so I hadn't heard from him in almost 4 months. We ended on a good note. We're still good friends. I wish him the best because when you love someone as much as I loved him, that you don't just stop loving them, you're always gonna love them. And by all means, I'm not saying that I'm hung up on him. I just care about him and want what's best for him. I had a major surgery, major car accident, left without a car, and was broken up with all in the span of 2.5 weeks. And then after that, I was basically walking to school, to and from school for 2.5 miles. I had sorority sisters and friends sometime like pick me up and take me home and stuff, but for the most part I kind of did it on my own. Shout out to my dad for bringing my bike. But yeah, I had a lot going on this semester, just with regular like school and extracurriculars, and then add in the events that took place. It kind of has been a crazy semester. I wanted to be to my fullest and happiest 110%, and I knew that I wasn't. So I'm super sorry that I'm a slap. And I was super excited to get this camera. I was like, I'm gonna vlog all the time. I have so many video ideas. I'm so excited. Now I'm in a sorority. I have sisters to film with. And then life just kind of happened, and it just it wasn't a possibility anymore. And then whenever it could have been a possibility, it just wouldn't have been what I wanted. And I know that some of y'all would have been like, okay, why are you even posting at this point? Like, this is trash. I literally got my check to buy myself a new vehicle at the end of the semester. I also got a new job, and so that kind of had me working a lot throughout the day. And then I had to prepare for our cruise. So I just want to say I'm super sorry that I just kind of like fell off and like didn't even post a video being like, hey, this is what's going on, I'll be back when I can, bye. Like, so y'all at least knew in the moment. But if you're still here, then hi. Keep staying tuned, like this video. After hitting rock bottom, my life has done a complete 180. Honestly, if you follow my social media and stuff, you're like, wow, she's like thriving. Like, you won't notice because my feed now is basically like that. I really appreciate like everyone that has ever like reached out or tried talking to me or anything like that. So if you are one of those people, I love you and thank you so much, because the slightest bit of like, hey, I'm here, really did help in the long run, because there was a lot of bad nights and there was a lot of good ones. So yeah, honestly, if I didn't have the people in my life that I do, I would probably not being able to film this now. I would not have gotten to where I'm at with a new job, with a better schedule, with the new car that I have, be in the position that I am. But now that y'all are updated on all the craziness that has happened, I just want to talk about some things to look forward to. I have a lot of other ideas, a lot of collabs that I'm looking at. There's also a haul that I filmed. So I'm super excited to get to that stuff. I hope y'all liked this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, or if it was information you're like, okay, that explains a lot. If there's anything else you want me to touch base on or answer any questions, go ahead, comment it down below in the comment box, and I will definitely reply. I get notified like on everything now. If y'all have any like ideas or anything that y'all want to see, also put that down in the comment box below. And I will definitely take it into consideration. Who knows, maybe that'll be the next video that this is centered around. But yeah, go ahead, hit the subscribe button to keep up with my life, because there will be a lot more fun things that are gonna happen. I'm now in the position where I can do giveaways, so I'm planning on doing that. So make sure to check out my social media listed below. I will link everything down there. And yeah, that way you can keep updated with my life, and I'll also be posting about giveaways and stuff on there. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more. Bye.